for a potential super spread.
Hundreds party in the east as lockdown returns to the northern beaches tonight. The Bronte Bash branded appalling, no one fined, but the Christmas reprieve is over.
The Boxing Day ghost town shoppers abandoned the CBD, but a different story in the suburbs. Crowds head west, cramming in for sales.
A bomb blast rocks downtown Nashville, the chilling public countdown before it detonated.
Family escape, a teenager and all the pets saved from their burning home.
Cancer fight, the Australian-made drug saving lives but only available overseas.
And Boxing Day mess, Australia in trouble after a rocky start to the second test.
Live from Sydney, 7 News with Michael Usher and Angela Cox.
Good evening. The Christmas lockdown reprieve is over tonight. In just a few hours, strict rules will kick back in for the northern beaches as the Avalon COVID cluster grows.
40,000 people turned out for testing yesterday, but not everyone was COVID safe on Christmas. A huge beach party at Bronte has been slammed as appalling, with fears it will turn out to be a super spreader.
At Bronte Beach, a celebration, mostly young, so less vulnerable to COVID-19, and as backpackers, less inclined to care.
It is absolutely appalling to see what was clearly a group of people, a large gathering of people who didn't give a damn about the rest of Sydney. Let me tell you, that event, I'm hoping, will not become a super spreader event.
Health orders monitor only the northern beaches, so this was not illegal, no fines, just a kick in the guts for health authorities asking for help.
It only takes one or two people in a crowd that size to spread it.
Most are trying, avoiding Boxing Day shopping crowds in the city.
We're just going to do a lot of hand sanitizers.
Although the suburbs were more populated than expected, compare the queue at a Manly testing site versus the queue at DFO Homebush. At midnight, the rules change again for the northern beaches. The same as before Christmas if you're north of the Narrabeen Bridge. Stay at home, indoor gatherings are banned, and nobody into the red zone, nobody out. But now 5 people can gather outside for exercise or recreation. For the rest of the beaches, the rules are the same as the most northern zone, except outside gatherings expand to a maximum of 10. Greater Sydney also reverts to pre-Christmas rules, with a maximum 10 people allowed in any household at any one time.
Everyone staying at home is the best thing we can do, I think.
So you're backing the new restrictions?
Yes, definitely.
And they've kept us in pretty good shape to this date, so why wouldn't you?
Not one of us has experienced a year quite like 2020. It has forced so much change, including perhaps our own individual notions of privacy. When the pandemic first hit, there was reluctance here and there to give authorities a blow-by-blow description of our movements, and today such resistance is minimal.
When we are asking you for the information around who you've been with and the close contacts, health keeps that incredibly private.
Extraordinarily, nearly 40,000 people interrupted Christmas Day by getting themselves tested.
Down from a height of 69,000, but that exceeded my expectations.
They were back again today, including those who continue to self-isolate.
Midnight the 28th.
We've got to have another test today.
But it's the least you can do. The way society's responding is just fabulous.
Got a cough and sore throat and just want to be safe.
Among 9 cases of community transmission reported today, 6 out of 8 are household contacts. The 9th could be a false positive. It's encouraging news despite concerns over a Rex flight from Sydney to Griffith, December 21. 1 confirmed case plus 28 passengers and the flight attendant now quarantining themselves. And while New Year's restrictions will be announced December 30, here is the preview.
Everybody should assume they're watching the fireworks from home this year.
Let's go to Robert Avardian now. Rob, good evening to you. We also saw large crowds at another event in Sydney's northwest that certainly raised some concerns.
Good evening, Michael. And yes, it has raised enough concerns for a viewer to send these pictures into us. This is outside the Hillsong Church at Bella Vista. A massive following there, a spectacular display of Christmas lights, and you can see possibly in the hundreds of people examining that. Now, there is nothing to suggest that Hillsong has sanctioned any of that. Hillsong has been conducting its services online because they can't have any more than 300 worshippers and they have to observe the 1 person per 4 square metre rule. This, however, is an example where you're looking at, the same as the Bronte party, it's not necessarily illegal but certainly not desirable by authorities. Now, Gladys Berejiklian says she is trying to lead by example. She saw both her parents yesterday for Christmas. They are in their 80s, and she says she has not hugged them since February. Michael.
Robert Avadia, thank you.
The Premier warned shoppers to steer clear of the city, and to the dismay of hungry retailers, they did. The post-Christmas crush for a Boxing Day bargain was more like a trickle in the CBD. Families hit suburban centres instead.
Even in the dark, this Boxing Day looked very different. Only a handful of bargain hunters, small queues marking a quiet start to the sales.
I was a little bit hesitant, but there's literally no people here.
Stores had braced for clearance crowds, but early there was more security than shoppers. After the doors opened, there wasn't a line in sight. What a difference a pandemic makes.
We came around 6 o'clock, so there was no queues, no nothing. We got to fly through, but now there's like a lot of people lining up.
Not as much as last year.
Despite the slow start, Sydney shoppers are set for a record sales spend.
We expect New South Wales people to spend about $6.1 billion these Boxing Day sales. It's about 4.4% up on last year.
About 14 million Australians plan to shop the Boxing Day sales.
On their list,
clothes, shoes, everything. Wearable devices have probably never been more popular. We know about 50% of people have health and fitness on their New Year's resolutions.
Some great deals on Fitbits today.
With massive markdowns for the start of the biggest sale of the year. While shoppers were scarce early in the city, local stores had lines out the door. Suburban shopping centres bearing the brunt of bargain hunters. From the east to the west, Parramatta packed. Apparently, no COVID concern here, as bumper-to-bumper traffic snaked the streets seeking the sales at DFO.
Of course, if you tell people to stay away from the city, they're going to shop locally.
COVID concerns also meant many opted to shop the sales from the comfort of their own home this year, with more than $900 million set to be spent on digital deals.
With 2 million more Australians shopping online for the first time due to COVID.
Adelaide started the day with an early sales celebration. Shoppers tickled pink as COVID crews kept customers safe in Melbourne. And if you missed out on a deal, don't worry.
Most of our deals will kick on until the new year.
Amber Laidler, 7 News.
There is more anger and confusion over hotel quarantine rules in Melbourne. In wild scenes there this afternoon, one man reached breaking point and was arrested after he tried to walk out of one of the hotels there, the Holiday Inn.
He just said, if I'm not out by Christmas, he goes, I can't take another day. I feel powerless.
John Lee Berridge had been working in Sydney but claims to be a Victorian resident who should not be held in hotel quarantine.
Police call it deliberate and chilling, a Christmas morning bomb attack that is now being investigated as an act of terror.
The explosion rocked the heart of America's music city, Nashville, leaving people hurt and buildings in ruins. And it came from this parked camper van, which broadcast a disturbing warning, giving a 15-minute countdown to detonation.
Tonight, investigators in Nashville are trying to piece together an ugly puzzle, confirming at this stage there are no fatalities, but also no motive.
Downtown Nashville, dawn, Christmas morning. A blinding explosion.
My windows completely caved in to my apartment complex.
Say back 2 blocks, we've had some type of large explosion.
And next thing you know, all we're hearing is screams and the sirens going off.
Minutes earlier, residents had reported automatic gunfire.
It was bam, 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 bam. Like that, and it was very loud.
Then a recorded countdown blaring from this camper van. A bomber's message gave police critical minutes.
There was actually a man walking his dog on 2nd Avenue that an officer stopped.
When the vehicle erupted,
the explosion knocked one of our officers to the ground.
3 people hurt, at least 40 buildings damaged.
It was clearly done when nobody was going to be around.
And Nashville baffled.
It would be a different message if it was, 5 p.m. on a Friday.
Investigators believe they've found human remains near the blast site. They're now being tested. It's still unclear if anyone was actually inside the camper van.
Please tell us what you know. We need your leads, we need your help.
One theory, the target might have been the building where the bomber parked, owned by communications giant AT&T. In the United States, Tim Lester, 7 News.
A P-plate has been charged over the Christmas Eve crash that killed a teenage passenger in Sydney's southwest. Police say officers attempted to stop the car speeding in Leppington before the pursuit began. Both 18-year-old occupants were thrown from the vehicle after it struck a power pole. The passenger died at the scene. It's believed he was not wearing a seatbelt. The driver has been charged with 9 offences and refused bail.
A 45-year-old man's been stabbed in the leg during a violent carjacking at Rosemeadow in Sydney's southwest overnight. Half a dozen police alongside fire crews closed Desdemona Street as they collected evidence and spoke to the occupants of the home. Officers say a white Holden was stolen.
A father and son have been left homeless, their house going up in flames in a horror end to Christmas. It was a narrow escape for the teenager stuck inside before everyone was saved, even the pet dog and duck.
Christmas ruined, a family home destroyed. A burning wreck that 18-year-old Cameron Ryan was lucky to escape from.
They were, pretty shocked, and I just kept saying to Cameron, is anyone else inside? Is anyone else inside?
The ferocity of the blaze woke the neighbourhood.
It was a freaking blaze. It's like the whole roof has been torn off.
It was Russell Finn's quick thinking that likely saved his partner's home next door.
I went and started hosing this side of the house, and then I shouted out to my partner, oh, can you come call the fire brigade?
2021's supposed to be a good year, so we don't want to start it, on a bad note, but, thank God no one was hurt. That's what I'm grateful for.
Phil Ryan today thankful too that his son escaped and that his pets, dog Gemma and duck Plucker, survived the inferno. But he and Cameron have been left with little else. The Ryans had lived here for more than 2 decades. They're now homeless. The house can't be salvaged. They're staying with family around the corner. As for the cause, well, that's still under police investigation.
What we've found is inconclusive at this stage, and we've been able to see that it is the fire did start in that lounge room area, but that is as far as we've got at this stage.
Laura Banks, 7 News.
24 hours after revealing mild COVID symptoms, Aussie golfing great Greg Norman has spent Christmas in hospital waiting for his test results. He posted these photos along with a new message. This sums it all up, my Christmas day, followed by some choice words for the virus. We're told Norman is now at home recovering and that all his markers suggest he is infected. The 65-year-old self-quarantined as soon as he noticed symptoms. Last week he played in the father-son PNC Championship in Florida. His son, Greg Norman Jr. and his wife say they've tested positive too. A shocking race fall has left a jockey in hospital. This accident happening on the Gold Coast this afternoon. Matthew Palmer was flung into the air after his horse Tactical Move stumbled and crashed through the barrier in race 2 at the Gold Coast Turf Club. Palmer is conscious and under observation in hospital. Sadly, the horse had to be put down.
It has been one long wait, but today's summer looked a little more normal, with fans finally allowed back into the MCG for the Boxing Day test. The stands had been empty for 293 days until this morning, when 30,000 people were allowed back in, and it was a sellout. It might just be a third of capacity, but a gentle ease out of the COVID-imposed drought.
After 293 long days, finally, passion back at the MCG.
We're definitely going to bounce back and bounce back harder than ever before.
He's going to smash you all around the
Just 30,000 allowed in. Modest crowds leaving train stations, modest queues. Tiny compared to last year.
As you enter, please make sure you have your mask firmly fitted until such time as you reach your seating area.
Inside, social distancing in the stands. Spectators not allowed out of specified zones. All food and drink consumed at seats. The Indians on top early.
And it's held. Jadeja's got it. That could have been calamitous for India.
But nothing could dampen the first Victorian public event with a major crowd since March.
So yeah, I have missed it. So coming back to the G on Boxing Day, it's a dream come true, really.
best stadium in the world, so where else would you want to be on Boxing Day?
At tea, a moving tribute to Victorian superstar Dean Jones, who died in September. His wife, daughters and captain Alan Border placed Dino's bat and cap on the pitch at his beloved MCG, watched by the Aussie team. The state government and MCC today reaffirmed the MCG is standing by to host the third test if Sydney can't. A decision expected within 2 days, maybe also more people next time. But today, for the old and young, it was all about history.
One day we'll be able to tell our kids about this.
Nick McCallum, 7 News.
Communities in the state's central tablelands have been smashed by a huge hailstorm this afternoon. In Lithgow, trees were bent over fences, hail filling the tray of this person's ute. These pictures from Oberon, grassy ovals turned into misty snowfields as the heavens opened up. Winds so strong there, they even knocked down the Channel 7 weather camera. With more details, Angie Asmus is here now. Angie, where are those storms headed next?
And Michael, there's still the chance of further storms tonight. If we take a look at the warning zones, you'll see they popped up on the south coast first, then the central west, and then expanded to include a large area, including parts of Sydney. Falls have been heaviest west of the CBD so far. 20 millimetres in the gauge at Warragamba, 10 millimetres at Oberon, and those cells are tracking in a northeasterly direction. So parts of the Blue Mountains, Hawkesbury, Maitland and Cessnock are next in line. Tonight is overcast in the CBD, with those storms still likely to track closer to the coast, with that approaching wet weather. Humidity sitting on 73% now. Ahead of that stormy change, it has been a hot day for inland regions, especially. 37 degrees was the maximum at Burke, 34 for Griffith. Sydney looking like a warm one tomorrow as well. Those details next.
OK, thanks so much, Angie. It looks like a classic smash and grab.
But police aren't sure if anything was ever stolen. Next, the driver who ploughed through a bank and took off, was it deliberate or an accident?
Virtual Christmas, the Pope's unique message in a very unique year.
Plus, a century of history crashes down in a raging fire.
The ultimate toy plane, a Learjet's last fun flight.
And all hail the king, LeBron James shows the NBA why he is the best.
He's played Tiger Woods in the Australian Masters.
Would have topped this moment? No, not even close.
The greatest championship course on the planet.
Holy moly! Extreme family fun is here in 2021.
You might be having a baby.
No way.
Ollie, why didn't you tell me? I didn't know. There's 0 consequences for the guy.
Is this funny?
Can I help?
No, you can't.
Once you get used to the idea, you are gonna love her. Excuse me.
What are you...
It's just the press.
The brand new Stan original series Bump premieres New Year's Day only on Stan.
There are sales and there are sales.
And there's the sale of the year at Bingley.
With huge deals on TVs, technology, cooking, fridges, laundry, everything.
At prices you won't see any other time.
The sale of the year, on now at Bingley.
The Nick Scali January sale is on now. Save up to 50% off a huge range of quality furniture. Up to 50% off. The Nick Scali January sale on now.
Nah, mate.
Aerogard fabric spray. Goes on clothes, not on skin.
Keep your multi alive with Ladbrokes Blended Multi-Legs. Add all your favourite selections into your bet slip, then simply hit the blended icon to get combined odds for any of your horses to win. Ladbrokes. Back yourself.
So in the kitchen there can be a massive loop.
Welcome back. A ute has caused major damage to a city skyscraper in a Christmas crash. A driver smashing through the glass doors of a Westpac bank. That happened in Perth. The damage did not end there. The ute only stopped when it hit the branch's back wall. The driver was nowhere to be seen when police arrived, finding only the wreck surrounded by smashed furniture and shattered glass.
Christmas around the world looked a bit different this year as COVID restrictions forced people to stay indoors. Pope Francis delivered his Christmas message virtually, calling on the richest countries to share the COVID vaccine. But there are fears case numbers will grow this holiday season as millions of Americans ignore health advice.
It doesn't look anything like Christmas. COVID restrictions across the globe are dampening the festive season. In the United States, which is recording tens of thousands of new cases and thousands of deaths every day, gatherings are limited, some restaurants are closed, but there's no national lockdown. State borders are open and millions of Americans are flying every day. Incoming President Joe Biden released his first Christmas message.
Jill and I wish you and your family peace, joy, health and happiness this season.
Urging everyone to reconsider visiting loved ones this holiday season.
We're going to miss our family, but it's what we need to do to keep our family safe.
In the United Kingdom, where a mutant strain of the virus is spreading, Prime Minister Boris Johnson shared his grief as his country misses out on tidings this year.
I bet you agree that we had no choice but to take action.
But he says there's hope as a COVID vaccine is made widely available.
We know that we're going to succeed in beating coronavirus.
The Pope's annual Christmas message was virtual this year. Delivered before just 50 Vatican staff, he urged all countries to share the vaccine.
Vaccines for all, especially for the most vulnerable and needy in all areas of the planet.
In Mexico, a country decimated by the virus, a Christmas miracle. A 59-year-old nurse became the first person to receive the vaccine. Relaxed restrictions in Russia. Moscow is adorned with thousands of installations, and Christmas in the Middle East, the birthplace of Jesus Christ. At the Church of Nativity in Bethlehem, a much smaller crowd this year. And prayers in Beirut for people still reeling from this year's devastating blast. A reminder of just how lucky we are in Australia. Jennifer Beshwati, 7 News.
A century-old building has collapsed in a spectacular fire. Crews were able to escape before that facade collapsed, thankfully. All that's left standing is a small section of wall. Surrounding families spent their Christmas Eve being evacuated as 70 firefighters tried to spare neighbouring structures. The building has been home to the same copy and print shop since 1926.
And how is this for a big boy's toy? That excavator driver surely has to win a prize for this, turning a Learjet into the ultimate toy plane. The jet's headed for the scrap heap, so why not take it on one final joyride? No surprise to learn aviation fans have been loving this video, as are we.
It has been called a wonder drug offering real hope to thousands of people.
Even better, it's made in Australia, but there's a disappointing catch. Next, the cancer tablet manufactured at home but not available here.
2 arrested in Warwick Farm as police respond to a violent crime scene. The details ahead.
Plus, is an extended warranty worth it? What you're really paying for, expert advice is next.
And Christmas in lockdown. Her Majesty, like millions, isolated from family.
There's no simple instruction guide for these guys.
What we've done, nobody's ever done before.
And absolutely no room for stuff-ups.
You got everybody's lives in your hands.
Just wait for what a bit of manpower can pull off. The brand new season going sky high. New Building Giants, tonight on Mate.
Know they're always within arm's reach this holiday season. Get a connected smartwatch from Optus and pay it off bit by bit. It starts with yes.
Now streaming on Disney+.
This is where souls get their personalities before they go to Earth.
I gotta get back to my body. Disney and Pixar present
Soul. It's so good!
It's the family movie event of the year.
Yes! Woohoo!
Filled with comedy.
Okay, I get it.
Loaded with heart.
Joey!
And tons of Soul. Now streaming on Disney+.
Discover summer at Domain. Love holidays at home with 20% off discontinued and ex-display dining furniture. That's 20% off clearance dining tables and chairs, buffets, entertainment units and more while stocks last. Plus 60 months interest free with bonus gift cards. Now at Domain.
Shaver Shop's Boxing Day sale. Save up to 85%. Feather Blades 5-pack, only $1.95. Save 60%. Wall Clipper now $14.95. And save 65% on this Panasonic shaver. Shaver Shop's Boxing Day sale on now.
You wash loads, but do you ever wash your washing machine? Every load leaves behind grime and, what's that smell? Pino Clean Washing Machine Cleaner removes 99.9% of germs, leaving it clean and fresh for longer. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
Bold choice.
Yeah. Bold taste.
Fanta. Bold choice, bold taste.
Get more of what you need to lose weight with new MyWW+. It really takes the thinking out of healthy eating.
It shows me exactly what's in the foods I'm eating.
More holistic, more personalised, more weight loss. Join now and get your first month free.
Harvey Norman Summer Sizzlers. Enjoy summer at home with easy styling thanks to the Dyson Supersonic Hairdryer. Just $549 with bonus $50 Harvey Norman gift card. Plus, get 60 months interest free with a bonus gift card. Now at Harvey Norman.
There are sales and there are sales.
And there's the sale of the year at Bingley.
With huge deals on TVs, technology, cooking, fridges, laundry, everything.
At prices you won't see any other time.
The sale of the year on now at Bingley.
A new drug is offering fresh hope for thousands of people living with leukemia. It can increase survival and has already been approved overseas.
But despite being manufactured in Australia, it isn't available here.
After fighting off acute leukemia, Ivan Homer is feeling fit and healthy.
Just very, very, very lucky.
And a game-changing drug is stopping it from coming back anytime soon.
This is a treatment that can keep it in check. It can control the cancer and extend lifetimes and quality of life.
Developed in Melbourne, CC486 dramatically improves the survival of older adults with acute leukemia.
It inserts errors into the genetic code of the leukemia, thereby slowing down the leukemia.
The tablet can be taken at home, meaning patients don't need to spend more time in hospital.
For many patients, it was getting on with life with no detriment to their quality of life, no different to taking a tablet for other medical conditions.
Following successful trials around the world, the drug has now been fast-tracked for approval in the US. It's hoped the same will occur here to help thousands of Australians who are diagnosed with the cancer every year.
It's proved itself to be a really worthwhile drug that can really, really make a difference to an awful lot of people.
Estelle Graping, 7 News.
A Warwick Farm unit block is a crime scene tonight after police raced to calls of a stabbing there. They were seen arresting 2 people on Lawrence Hargrave Drive. They say a 39-year-old woman had been taken from the scene with a stab wound to her neck. Police say the man and woman who've been taken into custody are known to the injured resident. She is in a serious condition in hospital.
Well, if you're about to take advantage of the post-Christmas sales, there's a good chance you'll be offered an extended warranty. 7 News has investigated whether or not they stack up.
In the sales game, it's called upselling, adding things like an extended warranty to the original purchase. And the reasons are pretty clear.
People who are trying to sell you an extended warranty are operating on the basis that they receive a commission.
Up to half of what it costs paid as commission. But are they worth it? Technician Mary-Ann Salk-Davis knows a thing or two about faulty appliances.
I've been fixing it for 40 years. We get washing machines, dryers, dishwashers, fridges.
Mary-Ann sees what happens when people claim on an extended warranty.
Some of them really aren't worth it. They're really not a good move.
Fortunately, tough consumer laws are on your side. You might not realise it, but sometimes the law can reach beyond what a manufacturer puts on a piece of paper.
Just because a manufacturer offers a 12-month warranty on the product doesn't mean that you don't already have consumer guarantee rights.
It depends on the cost of the item.
If a reasonable person would think that the amount of money that you just went and spent on that television meant that it should last for 15 months or 18 months or 5 years, then you've got a chance.
The answer? Do your homework.
Read it carefully. A good extended warranty is worth gold.
And ask the salesperson,
what do you think this extended warranty will give me that I don't already have under the Australian consumer law?
Nick Bruning, 7 News.
No jab, no work. Could employers have the power to insist on a COVID vaccination?
Small business leaders say they should be able to stand down workers without pay. Next, the push to make that legal as the government works on its rollout plan. The details ahead.
Plus $500 million in unwanted gifts, turning those festive flops into cash.
Her Majesty, apart from family for the first time in 3 decades.
In sport, we are live from the MCG as Australia get off to a rough...
And we're heading for a more settled day tomorrow as the showers start to ease. Details soon.
It's hurtling towards you at 150 kilometres per hour. Your heart beats a little faster. It's like time stands still. You tighten your grip, and it's right then that something amazing happens.
Stoinis, this is big, massive. Bring it on summer long.
The Big Bash on 7.
Do you want to go for a quick ride?
In a one-horse open sleigh.
I want to do this! No!
You're starting to believe in magic, aren't you?
What fun it is to...
What does Christmas mean to you? Let me show you.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun.
You guys give up? Or you're thirsty for more?
Season streamings with all your Christmas favourites on Disney+.
The Nick Scarmy January sale is on now. Our biggest sale of the year with savings across a huge range of quality furniture. The Nick Scarmy January sale on now.
You always say, you know, bushfires happen to other people. They don't. They can happen to anyone. You've got to be prepared, and your safety is the most important.
The Barbecues Galore Boxing Day sale. 30% off selected barbecues, furniture, umbrellas and coolers. 20% off Ziegler and Brown barbecues. And huge savings across these big brands. The Barbecues Galore Boxing Day sale. Now you're cooking.
You wash loads, but do you ever wash your washing machine? Every load leaves behind grime and, what's that smell? Pino Clean Washing Machine Cleaner removes 99.9% of germs, leaving it clean and fresh for longer. It's not clean unless it's Pino Clean.
Tired of running out of sparkling water? Then get this counterbalance forklift. It can carry truckloads so you never run out. There must be a fresher way. Oh, get a soda stream and make fresh sparkling water at home whenever you want.
Toyota Prado. Luxury that goes anywhere. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota. 7 News. Back in 30 seconds. Thanks to Belong.
On one hand, using mobile data and internet reduces Australia's carbon footprint by reducing travel and making business more efficient. But their use also creates CO2. And your carbon thumbprint may be something you have never even considered. Well, there is a solution. Belong. Carbon neutral, mobile and internet.
Welcome back. Petrol prices are heading down, but if you're heading away, they're expected to be cheapest by Friday. Right now, the average is still just over $1.25 a litre, but already we have spotted unleaded for under $1 in Greenacre.
Workers' unions are throwing their support behind a push for employers to have the right to stand down workers who refuse to get the COVID-19 vaccine. That would allow businesses to let go of staff unpaid if they're not vaccinated to protect other workers and customers against the coronavirus.
It's not about our own choice, it's about the safety of all the community. Good advertising for the business.
Healthcare workers and the elderly will be the first to get vaccinated, but this proposal would add all at-risk workers to that list.
The royal family had to abandon its traditional Christmas morning church gathering with the Queen in lockdown in Windsor. For a woman who's almost seen it all, this year has been like no other, with the monarchy forced to adapt to survive.
In a year of so much change, the royals went virtual.
I'm very glad to have been able to join you today.
And in 2020, that meant joining everyone else on video chats. With the usual street walkabouts and international tours out of the question, the monarchy needed a plan.
So they put their heads together and said, how are we going to keep up with the times? And they formulated this digital first plan. And it was actually Prince William and Kate who came up with this.
The Cambridges led the way, even hosting bingo.
One little duck, number 2.
The Queen was reduced to a webcam too, as the royals reached out in a new way, calling nurses in outback Queensland.
We'd love to hear what it's like on the ground.
I think they've realised that with the new technology you can actually have a wider reach without some of the rigmarole that goes with actually doing a face-to-face visit.
But the Queen, as head of state, also needed to rally the nation and Commonwealth.
We will be with our families again. We will meet again.
A rare television broadcast, usually reserved for Christmas or wartime, and now a pandemic. In a year, the family faced its own battles. Charles and William came down with COVID. Andrew is still in the sights of the FBI. But the events of January can feel like a lifetime ago.
There were headlines of Queen battling to save the monarchy. They didn't even tell the Queen. I think there was a lot of ill feeling at the time.
As the Sussexes, once the ancient institution's brightest stars, took off for a new life.
They moved to Hollywood, to California, the paparazzi capital of the world, and you won't get much privacy if you move to that sort of area.
Actually, I think they feel very distant. They feel almost like, you know, the Royal Kardashians on the other side of the pond in America. They feel very American now, and Harry is less relevant.
But in terms of what Harry and Meghan are going to do, I think this year will have actually been quite helpful to them for just taking a breather.
Seemingly lost among it all, a royal wedding, but not how Princess Beatrice planned it.
Truth be told, I think actually, as much as they would have loved to have had more of their friends and family present, I think this was the dream wedding for Beatrice and Edo.
The royals have begun stepping out again, small, carefully managed events with limited crowds, but it seems they are determined to return to their normal lives, back out and about, right across the world.
I'm sure a trip is on the cards for Kate and William to Australia. I know that they were looking at Mexico and Colombia.
Expect 2021 to be headlined by the new streamlined royal family. The Queen, Charles, Camilla, William, Kate, Edward, Sophie and Anne.
The Magnificent Seven they've been dubbed.
It'll be the year of the new firm. In London, Hugh Whitfield, 7 News.
If you've been given a present you don't really want, you are not alone. Millions are weighing up how to return an unwanted gift and turn it into cash instead. How that's being done without the guilt? Don't miss that story soon here on 7 News.
Time for a look at sport now, and Mel McLaughlin joins us live from the MCG. Hi Mel, it wasn't the ideal start to the Boxing Day test for Australia.
No, Ange, that's one way of putting it. The Aussie batsman again failed to fire on an opening day, dominated by India's bowlers. All the details up next. Also, failure to launch. Steve Smith's batting woes hit a new low after another early exit. And the Thunder get off to a lightning fast start in their Big Bash clash with the Renegades.
He's the perfect catch and the perfect con.
We lost him.
He stole her heart, then everything else.
He's gone.
Can she catch the man who slipped through her fingers?
Wanna play? Let's play.
The Catch, streaming for free on 7+.
Discover summer at Domain. Holiday at home in comfort with a new Tempur Queen mattress and bonus quilt and protector pack. And for $1 more, add this Tempur Ease Queen adjustable base. Plus 60 months interest free with bonus gift cards. Now at Domain.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way.
Has summer ever been so important? Let's keep it safe. Volvo.
Invest with La Trobe Financial, Australia's multi-award-winning wealth manager, returning a current variable rate of 4.35% per annum reviewed monthly on a 12-month investment. Make your money work harder for you. Call 13 80 10.
At Nurofen, we know demanding lives can cause headaches, but pain should never be in charge of your day. Unleash the speed of liquid with Nurofen's advanced liquid capsules. You do the full-on day, we'll sort the pain out fast.
Chili. A little bit of chili, a little bit of turmeric. Classic hits to carry you through the night.
Dinner's up.
Oh, no. Hi, everybody. Hey, so good. Best dinner yet.
Watch what I do. Watch what I do. I see you looking. Watch what I do. Watch what I do. I see you looking. Watch what I do.
The art of the charcuterie board. Place down a platter of the finest wood. Unleash the mouth-watering salami and unfurl the irresistible prosciutto. Add cheeses, perhaps a drizzle. And there it is, a charcuterie board piled high with flavour.
Charcuterie?
It's actually charcuterie. Hans.
It's actually Hans.
On Weekend Sunrise, the New Year deadline you don't want to miss. How you can save hundreds on your bills this week. Weekend Sunrise, 7 a.m.
This Sport Report brought to you by Hans Small Goods.
Welcome back to Melbourne. Well, sport finally made its long-awaited return to the MCG, but there wasn't much to celebrate for Australia on the opening day of the Boxing Day Test. A flurry of early wickets set the tone for the Aussie innings as India's bowlers tore through the batting lineup.
She seats 100,000. COVID allowed just under a third of that. Still, this was 293 days in the making.
Unbelievably excited. Melbourne getting slowly back to normal.
Excitement too for Gill and Siraj, rookies facing a test side on a high with a razor edge.
One of the things we've spoken about is winning after winning. If we want to become a really, really good team, we've got to back it up.
A rejuvenated Joe Burns sprinted out. Bumrah stopped him in his tracks.
An edge and gone. Is he? Yes, he is.
A duck. Questions over his test future arise again. In fact, Warner's return can't come soon enough.
Jadeja's got it. That could have been calamitous for India.
Wade gone for 30. Rahane's gamble to summon his spinner early paid off twice. They laid a trap for Smith.
That is huge.
A rare duck. Smith's breathtaking Boxing Day record blemished. Labuschagne and Head mounted the rescue job. He wore a Bumrah bouncer and still refused to yield. But Bumrah would be rewarded for his vicious spell. Head for 38, Marnus departed just too short of his half-century.
And he couldn't have picked him out any cleaner.
A rookie special caught Gill bowled Siraj. Australia 3 for 134. Loved in both countries, the late great Dean Jones would have been mesmerised by this duel. A fitting tribute, his family embraced by his Test skipper, Alan Border. The tourists who'd been pilloried after Adelaide showed this series is alive. Green and Payne both fell with the score stalled at 155.
Inside edge and gone.
Lyon took the long handle, a rapid-fire 20, but Bumrah got him too. The big quick had 4, the Aussies in shock, all out for 195. India faced a nervous 11-over spell. It was too much for Agarwal.
Unbelievable the way he does it, Mitch Stark.
Labuschagne gave new boy Gill an early life, but he settled in. The boom around the youngster is huge. He'll have a chance to show his wares tomorrow. Pat Welch, 7 News.
Damien Fleming joins me now. Flem, what a way for India to hit back after the horror show in Adelaide.
It was a nightmare. Bowled out for 36. They lost the toss, but guess what? New captain Rahane, I thought, was clever with the field placements, and the bowlers, Bumrah and co, really backed him up.
What about the Aussie batsman or any Australian with a bat? Things aren't going too well and no one's hit a half century.
Well, they didn't raise their bat. It's Boxing Day. There was 30,000 people. Get it up there. Burns missed out again, so he needs runs in the second innings. And another big story developing, Ashwin again dismissed Stephen Smith cheaply.
Steve Smith, another duck.
Oh, I wouldn't even know about it, was it? But Ashwin bowled really well. He's actually getting better on each tour here to Australia.
What are you expecting tomorrow? Because we know the firepower we have with our Aussie bowlers.
It's going to be tough work for the batsmen. It has been all series, but the way that Cummins and Hazelwood and Stark bowled in Adelaide, we could end up with a lead if they bowl well.
Sounds good to me. Thanks, Flem.
Thanks, Mel.
Well, the Thunder are batting first against the Renegades to start a huge night of Sydney versus Melbourne rivalry in the Big Bash. Usman Khawaja got the Thunder away to a fast start, punishing the Gades with a quick-fire 18 off the first over. Alex Hales also got in on the act with a maximum as the Thunder got away to a flyer. Khawaja hit 34 from just 17 before being hauled in by a great outfield catch from Zach Evans as the Thunder reached 1 for 70 from the first 6 overs. That game continues on 7 right after the news. We'll stay on 7 once the Thunder game finishes because we will bring you all the action from the Sixers and Stars Big Bash final rematch. Every ball is live on 7. What a monster night. Well, Santa, LeBron James and the LA Lakers delivered on Christmas Day against Dallas. Builders James heir apparent. The Mavericks' Luka Doncic drained 27 points, but no dethroning the King just yet. LeBron only netted 22, but last season's assist leader completed a game-topping 10 as the Lakers won by 23 for their first win of the new season. Brooklyn thrashed Boston 123-95 to become only the 6th team in NBA history to win their first 2 games by 25 points or more. Golden State were thumped by Milwaukee, going down by 39 points. And it has been a monster day. As mentioned, there is so much cricket still to come on 7. That's today alone. But the Aussies, they've got a big job to do tomorrow, but I reckon the bowlers are up for it.
You're in your element. Thanks so much, Mel.
Thanks.
Given with love but tossed away, new research has revealed that unwanted Christmas presents are worth a staggering $500 million. Now, a boom in second-hand sales could be around the corner as dud gifts are flipped online.
Ashley Breton considers herself quite a good gift giver. That's why she was surprised when she tore open some presents under the tree.
I got a cat bingo through another Kris Kringle, not into cats, so that's going.
Trendy tech gadgets all the buzz this festive season.
We're seeing average of $140 that consumers say they're going to spend on electronics.
But is it coin well spent? Half of Aussies have received an unwanted Christmas gift worth nearly $600 million. Clothing, accessories and beauty products topping the list.
Friends top the list when it comes to giving the wrong presents at Christmas time. This is closely followed by parents and work colleagues.
1 in 5 of us feel broke after Christmas. 1 in 6 regret spending too much money on gifts. More than 2 million people are set to offload their presents online to pocket some extra cash.
We're moving out next year, so I've got about 3 salt and pepper shakers ready in our glory box.
While some gifts were a little out of reach these holidays,
I put in a wish list for a dog this year. That didn't happen, so the husband wasn't in the good books for that, but I got the bag that I was after.
Buyers are being urged to shop smart on the second-hand market.
Be aware, use common sense, and if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Amber Laidler, 7 News.
Now, Angie Asimus is here with the forecast. Angie, good evening. There'll be a break in the rain clouds tomorrow.
That's right. The showers will clear, but only very briefly. Coming up, details on another soggy week ahead.
Ash Barty playing in the green and gold. I want to be there when that happens.
Sam Kerr scoring for the Matildas.
Sam Kerr! What a start for the Aussies!
I want to be there when that happens.
Jess Fox chasing history.
She charges to the line.
I want to be there when that happens.
Simone Biles doing something no one has ever done before. I want to be there when that happens.
Cole Chalmers defending his crown.
He's going to get them! He's got them all!
I want to be there when that happens.
Matt Glaetzer beating cancer and beating the world for a medal.
He gets redemption in the end.
I want to be there when that happens.
The women's rugby winning back-to-back gold medals.
Scenes of utter joy.
I want to be there when that happens.
5 new sports.
Surfing at the Olympics.
Steph Gilmore's going to be there. Sally Fitzgibbons, are you kidding?
Rock climbing. I want to be there when that happens.
And my sport, BMX freestyle. I want you to be there. Hearing that sweet sound.
And they break the world record.
I want to be there when that happens.
Tokyo is going to be incredible.
Inspirational.
Epic. The greatest event you'll ever see.
You want to be there when that happens.
The most anticipated Olympics ever is coming. Next July, you can only be there on 7 and 7+, home of the Olympics.
Boating, cabin fishing is BCF fun.
It's the big one, the BCF Boxing Day sale. Members grab 25% off clothing, headwear and footwear. Looking sharp.
BCF fun. Hey!
Get ready for an incredible new adventure.
This map must not fall into enemy hands. Brilliant.
Based on the best-selling book,
Follow your heart and the truth will come to you. Ready? Ready.
Dragon Rider.
This is the Dyson Corral Straightener with manganese copper alloy plates that flex, shape and gather for enhanced styling with less damage. Dyson Corral.
What are you up to? You think I don't know what you're doing? I know. Those spines won't protect you. You're mine. Now where are your eyes? Aha!
Whiskers, feed their curiosity.
It's Baby Hi-Fi's end of year madness with crazy store-wide deals while stocks last. With 20% off Logitech gaming accessories. This Logitech gaming mouse is still at $79. And this mechanical gaming keyboard crunched to $103. Plus tax more crazy deals. JB, you've done it again.
Look around. As the favourites come out, it begins. Observing with an eagle eye. Mastering the art of stashing. Brilliant move, Grant. Cadbury favourites. Everyone gets their favourites.
At Nick Scali, the Ramella Lounge with Chase was $35.90. Now half price $17.95. In a wide range of colours, $17.95. The Nick Scali January sale on now.
The superstars are out for an epic doubleheader. Sydney versus Melbourne, then Sydney versus Melbourne.
The Big Bash, next up on 7.
Tonight, 7 News headlines. A Christmas beach party at Bronte has been slammed as appalling. Health officials worried it could turn out to be a super-spreading event. On the northern beaches, strict rules kick back in at midnight.
Crowds have hit suburban shopping centres instead of the CBD as they tried to bag a Boxing Day bargain.
A father and son are homeless, the teenager and his pets escaping a house fire in South Windsor.
And an Australian-made Wonder Tablet is offering fresh hope for people with leukemia. Now, here's Angie with Sydney's weather.
Thank you very much, Ange and Michael. Well, the storms threatened all day. Finally, they arrived this afternoon. Warnings are still in place for severe cells, especially for the Hawkesbury and Cessnock area tonight. Now, today in the city, temperatures were fairly close to average. We reached a top of 25.8 degrees in the CBD just before 2 o'clock this afternoon, following a low of 17.5. Across the suburbs, similar conditions, not huge temperature range from east to west under those clouds. So Manly reached a top of 26 degrees, so too did did Penrith. Katoomba was a little bit cooler though at 19. Now that was all before those afternoon storms rolled through. Of course, these pictures just into the newsroom show another view of Oberon. Very thick layer of hail there. Now on the satellite you can see all that storm activity developing right across the state's east. That is all linked to onshore winds combining with atmospheric instability. What we will see tomorrow is warm northeasterlies deliver a relatively fine day for most of the state, and that will produce a warmer conditions as well. But that cold front approaching from the south here, that means the showers will be back for us during the week. Around the nation for your Sunday now, Brisbane will be mostly sunny, aiming for a top of 29 degrees. Canberra will be impacted by warm northwesterly winds, helping the temperature climb to 32 degrees. Melbourne, very hot for the cricket tomorrow, 34 degrees. It will all be pretty settled until the afternoon when we see some gusty showers roll through. Rain increasing for Hobart as well. Just a lighter shower or two for Adelaide, a top of 29 degrees, and it's going to be a settled 31 degrees for Perth. Statewide, we have some very hot conditions ahead of that southerly buster, so 40 degrees for Griffith tomorrow. It'll be a mostly sunny day and a similar trend right across the southeast of the state before those storms come through in the afternoon, reaching all the way up to the coast to Port Macquarie. Closer into the metro suburbs, it'll be a settled day for our coastal spots, with the exception of Manly and Bondi, and it'll be very windy there. Now on the coast, northwest to northeasterly winds will get up to 25 knots, strongest in the afternoon. In the CBD, 18 for a minimum, top of 28 degrees, so a little bit warmer. Now looking ahead, it's a very similar pattern here. The showers are going to be back. We've got a warm one on Monday, 31 degrees for the city, 33 in our west. Then those showers move through, getting quite heavy by this time next week when we'll see 10 millimetres for both the city and the CBD. So another great week ahead, guys.
All right, fair enough, Angie. Thank you for that. That is 7 News for this Boxing Day. We'll have updates for you throughout the evening.
Weekend Sunrise starts at 7 a.m. tomorrow. From all of the 7 News team, we hope you have a great night.
Good night.